Rabbit. I'm Judy Le Marchant, and this rabbit is the latest and best of a very long line of the Sussex breed, which I created in the early 1990s. And they were very popular to begin with, and they are one of the few English homegrown breeds in recent years. They've never been shown outside of the UK, but they took off in a great way because they're beautiful, because they have a very sweet nature. You don't get many show rabbits sitting quietly on somebody's knee after a long day at a show. And because they have a wonderful temperament. They get known as the teddy bear rabbit because not only are they such a pretty colour, but they also have the sort of personality that you would expect from a perfect pet. They're placid, easy to handle, sweet-natured, very accepting rabbits. And so they make wonderful pets. But the breed became very rare because what pet keepers forget is that you can't have rabbits with unique characteristics like this if there isn't somebody actually doing the breeding. And we do the breeding because partly we enjoy breeding, but also we enjoy the competition, the showing. So the showing actually supports the continuity of the breeds, and that is something that people forget. But in rabbit showing, the rabbits have to be easy to handle and obviously healthy, otherwise they don't get past first base with the judge. And the Sussex have always been good at that, but they don't always succeed as a show rabbit because they have a knack of molting at the wrong moment. This little girl has managed to come out in full coat, and it's a lovely, thick, luscious coat, very, very rich to handle. Feels like the most wonderful, delicious to touch fur carpet you could imagine. And that's what got her up through the ranks today. Very successful, came very close to being up on the top table in the last few rabbits. So she's done awfully well, and I'm very proud of her. And I had to recreate the breed afresh. I let the breed go to a lot of people in the early days when it was fashionable, and everyone was thrilled to bits with it. And as time went by, it fell out of fashion, human beings being what they are. And a lot of people gave up keeping the breed and sold all their rabbits as pets, or even killed them off because they didn't want them anymore. And suddenly there were hardly any left. I mean, right down to the fact that I have only 4 adults, this is one of them, 1 buck and 3 does. And I only know of 2 other people who have rabbits breeding at the moment of this breed, and they only have a handful of rabbits each. So this is probably the rarest breed in the world, or very nearly. And I don't want to lose it because of their special features. So what I've done is I've taken my last remnants of the breed and crossed them out to one of the original related breeds. Not a related rabbit, but an outcross, about as near an outcross as I could find. So her grandma was a Californian, not a Sussex, but she has been bred back to be a Sussex by selecting from the offspring. But she's got that flush of fresh blood, new vigour in her, so she's going to be a success. And what I'm going to have to do is keep doing this for the next few years, putting fresh genes in every alternate generation. 1 generation outcross, 1 generation inbreed to build up the numbers again, and also to build up the genetic health, which is so important. What we expect of a rabbit, even if it's a show rabbit, is that it is healthy. There are an awful lot of rabbit illnesses around that they can catch, snuffles, bloat, not to mention VHD and myxomatosis. And a fit, healthy rabbit will not necessarily fail to catch these, but will survive them. A rabbit with a compromised immune system will go down with every ailment going, and that doesn't do for a show rabbit. They've got to be fit. They've got to be able to go out in public, be handled by strangers, spend a day at a show, even for the ones who don't mind it. That's a little bit stressful, like children going to school. And they've got to be able to handle all of that, or they won't be successful show rabbits. So it's a test of a rabbit's health, being able to go to shows. I've got to build the Sussex breed up until it has that strength, until they don't go down with every bug that's going, until they don't become extinct simply because they can't survive. The difference with cats and dogs and rabbits is that there isn't any money in rabbits. This rabbit, who was runner-up, best of section, so she was like only 2 places off being best in show at this top prestige show. If I sold her, I'd be lucky if I got £30 for her. And oven ready, she's worth a £5. So whichever way you look at it, we're not going to get rich out of breeding rabbits, but so we can concentrate on our consciences. And I think perhaps sometimes I regret they're not worth more because it means that people don't value them as pets. But at least it saves them from being bred from regardless. Right, I think she's had enough now. She's getting a bit hot. We'll put it down.